and very derelict in the best and worst dress list video. These are some of my favorite videos to do, and I'm so sorry that I haven't gotten to them. Things have been so crazy in February and March, and I really do want to do a breakdown. We'll do a breakdown of the best and worst in February and the best and worst in March because I had a video I was doing, but like everybody was on the best list, and I was trying to figure out some for the worst list. This was like early February or something, and I couldn't really figure anything out. And I was like, well, it doesn't totally work if there's not a best and worst. So we're going to look at the whole month of February. We're going to have some great looks from Catherine, some not so great looks from other royal ladies, but lots of wonderful and amazing fashion to check out. Queen Mary, of course, looking absolutely fabulous yet again. So we are going to go ahead and get into ranking the best and worst of February. But if you guys haven't been to Royal Fashion News before, hello, my name is Brittany, and this is the channel for all those who have a passion for royal fashion. So feel free to hit that subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you back. As we get into this, just a reminder, this is all in good fun. Some people take this very seriously, but guys, it's all meant to be in good fun. I can't wait for you guys to check it out. And at the end of the video, let me know who were your picks for the best and worst dressed. All right, guys, first on the docket is Queen Matilda of the Belgians, and she's wearing this lovely pink number. I wasn't sure exactly who the designer was. I'm going to guess it's probably Nathan, but I really don't know. I just think she looks rather cute and sweet here. I just really, really like this. I think the color is amazing. I like the little bow detail. It's a very classy piece, and I think she looks pretty fabulous in it here. She has some nude accessories attached, and it looks like they're going in this big reception. There's actually this gorgeous shot of the room with all these massive chandeliers, and I can't help but think, what would it be like to live in that world? So Queen Matilda is our first on the best dress. Most of the time, guys, these are in no particular order, but I just end on what is my favorite and what is my least favorite of the week, or the month, I should say, in this instance. So next up on for the worst dress, I have to give it to Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, in this pattern ensemble when she went to visit Nepal. Now, I do think it's kind of funny as I look through and I watch the royal ladies, I tend to notice that when they go to particular countries, it seems like always this patterned ensemble is what everybody does. I sometimes get a little, let's say, I don't know if tired of it is the right word, but it's not always my favorite. So I just end up thinking it's a little bit cliche, but she doesn't look bad, but I just don't particularly like the pattern. I think it's overwhelming for the dress here. The dress is from Zimmermann, which is an Australian brand, and I have some looks from them I like and dislike. Looks like actually Sophie wore two of their dresses for this trip, and she paired it with a pair of espadrille heels that are from Penelope Chilvers, which is actually the same brand that made those very famous boots that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has had for like 20 years. So it's not, again, a horrible look, but sometimes those patterns just become a bit much, so I do have to put it on the worst dress list. All right, guys, next for the best dress list, we have Queen Letizia in the Spain in this very sweet navy number. For some reason, I saw this outfit. I think it's a skirt suit. I would guess Carolina Herrera, but I'm not entirely sure. And they were greeting some ambassadors, it looks like, or having some sort of reception here. Oh no, it was the Egyptian president visiting, not a state visit, an official visit. They are expected to actually go to Egypt for a state visit. I believe it might be this month. So they were doing an official visit with him. I actually saw him at the state visit between Denmark and Egypt last year. And so she is looking absolutely fabulous. Loving this look. I think it's very sweet and I really like it. All right, guys, next we have Princess Madeline of Sweden. She is wearing a Zimmermann crush frilled v-neck top and skirt. She is pairing it with Veronica beard mesh booties, and I'm not really a fan. Madeline is gorgeous. I often really like her style. I sort of love her obsession with Veronica beard because I like the brand too. But I don't know. There's just something about this and I'm like, it's just, not very exciting, not very interesting. Could have been better. And for some reason, guys, I don't know why this is, so don't judge me, but it's like so true. For some reason, I really don't like booties. I really feel like few women can pull off little booties well. And for some reason, I don't feel like the shoes go with the dress at all. The shoes are sort of have a little bit of bedazzling here. And then the dress is very, or the skirt and blouse set is very frilly. I feel like these are kind of opposite. I feel like maybe a plain pump would have been better, or maybe a plain boot, but I feel like the mesh with the frills and everything was just a little much. I think something understated would have been much better. All right, guys, next we have Queen Matilda of the Belgians. And what I would say is like this Indiana Jones inspired like look. I feel like wealthy Alexandra Jones or something. That is what she is wearing here. I really love this safari look. I don't know why. It just evokes sort of an old-fashionedness to me, but a classic. It works really beautifully. I really like the belt here. She tends to go for wide belts, but I feel like it really, really works with this outfit. You match it with the loafers, and I think she was playing a game with kids, so this was sort of the perfect thing. And I just have to say, I'm not sure where it came from. I did a quick search and couldn't really find anything, but I have to say, guys, it's one of my favorites. It's not super exciting, but it's awesome at the same time. I would wear that. All right, guys, next on the worst dress list, we have Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. In this, what really surprised me is an Oscar de la Renta tweed jacket and dress. This is a rewear. I don't know why you would purchase it the first time because the coat is half colored. It has one pattern on one side and one pattern on another side, and I think it's a little much. Same with the dress. I think the dress sort of works. Actually, I'm not totally hating on the dress, but I feel like the coat is a little much. I think if you were going to do this dress, I think it would be best actually to do a brown coat and the dress so you can pick up on the brown accents and match them with the boots, which I do like. She has a Gucci bag, some Olympia Babylonia earrings. So overall, I have to give this look a big thumbs down. It's a little much. It's a little much. So someone who is very, I would say, on style right now with where suits are going is Queen Letizia of Spain, who is in a 3-piece mango suit. And she's wearing shoes by Massimo Dutti. And she has earrings by Borea Glass. So I think this is awesome. This is very, very on trend. We're seeing a lot of 3-pieces suits for women. I really like the gray on her. Queen Letizia definitely always rocks the suits for sure. It's sort of like one of her signature looks, and we'll have another one appear on this list later, but I do think this is a great look, so I have to give it a thumbs up. I do have to say I'm not a fan of the shoes, but she has turned to using these type of shoes because of issues with her feet, so I can't totally fault her there. Are they my favorite? No, but I understand why she's wearing them. All right, guys, next we have Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, in this Mary Katranzov dress in teal. She's worn it a couple times before, guys, and I just have to say the print is too loud. You can have print. The print is way too loud here. I really, really don't like it. I feel like it's sort of overbearing. It's just, too much print. So I would say that it is definitely has to go on the worst dress list. I think it sort of overwhelms her. There's so much going on. I don't know who would look good in this, to be quite honest, because it just seems very loud. And because it's so busy, so loud, so like the deep colors and everything, I really do think it's not a particularly great patterned dress. So I do have to put this one on the worst dress list as well. So for a cabinet meeting to announce the arrival of her new niece, Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden wore this gorgeous My Malina ginger dress. So I am not always a fan of Victoria's, but I really do like this dress. I mean, my one caveat is that I wish her hair was a little bit less severe. She particularly sticks to buns because I guess she has like facial dyslexia, that she has trouble recognizing people's faces, even her own, so she keeps the same hairstyle. Totally get that. But what Victoria does, which I always find a little bit kind of off-putting, is that her outfits are very feminine and frilly, and then her hair is very severe. And so when she wears suits, that severe hair kind of works. It works less great in a lace dress, but the lace dress here is gorgeous. I love that everybody in the family sort of wore a soft blue. We'll get to the rest, but I think she looks gorgeous here. I like it. All right, guys, next we have on the worst dress list, Queen Letizia of Spain, and she's wearing And Other Stories dress and coat with her Magritte boots. So I just think this print is not that attractive. Like, it kind of looks like camo, which feels very weird for Europeans who aren't doing something related to the military. It's a very American thing, so it seems a little weird to see a royal wearing that particular pattern. It's not like an exact camo, but it looks very, very similar. I don't particularly like it on her. I think the design of the dress overall, I always like A-line dresses, is perfect, but I just don't really like the pattern. I would like to see something else. All right, guys, next on the best dress list, we have Queen Mary of Denmark in this amazing Jenny Packham sequin gown. Yes, Catherine owns the exact same one, and it was for sale on Farfetch not too long ago, and I'm still regretting not buying it because I do have also the matching Gianvito Rossi satin pumps that Queen Mary is wearing with this outfit. She's wearing her Edwardian tiara, not one of my favorites, but it's not bad, and she's looking fab. I absolutely love this dress. I think it's just so elegant and graceful and so many different things, and the bedazzling just is awesome. So this was for an arts event that they hosted a gala, and so she looked absolutely smashing and smashed away. They even danced at the end of the night. So guys, now we are moving on to Queen Matilda of the Belgians, and I do have to put this ensemble on the worst dress list. I just think, again, the pattern is a little loud, a little too much, and would be much better served, I think, as a solid color or maybe a less loud pattern. I tend to notice that I don't mind patterns, but they have to be a particular pattern. Some of them are just too much, and I think they just overwhelm the person wearing them, and it becomes more about the pattern of the outfit rather than you wearing the outfit. The outfit generally tends to wear you. So I would always, for my 2 bits of fashion sense, encourage you to find patterns that are not, let's say, overwhelming. I do have 1 or 2 that are definitely like that. I probably should get rid of them, but I'm also not a royal and not a bunch of people are following me. So I would argue always at the end of the day, keep it conservative with the patterns. Don't go too far. It just sort of tends to just overwhelm. This is when she was arriving to Costa Rica. I'm not sure about the designer. My inclination would be Nathan or Dries van Noten. That could be another possibility. I'm not quite sure here. All right, guys, next for the best dressed, we have Catherine, the Princess of Wales. And one of, I would say my favorite looks in quite a while. And it's really cool because the jacket she is wearing is actually 18 years old. She is re-wearing a Ralph Lauren collection tweed and suede jacket that she's had since at least, I think it was 2007, the first time we saw that on her. She has paired it with a Gucci pleated checked wool skirt. She has an Alexander McQueen double-breasted coat in red. She has her Gianvito Rossi boots, some Spells of Love earrings, and a mulberry tote. So guys, I just love this look. There's something very homey, especially sans the red. The red is a huge pop of color. It works really, really well with the daffodil. In some ways, I'm not totally in love with the red, but what I am in love with is this idea of comfort, because I see this outfit of Catherine's and I just feel comfort. I feel warmth. There's something just so wonderfully endearing about it that I just find it exceptional. I think it really, really worked well. I love that she did take the jacket off, but that the jacket was that little bit of fun. But then she came up with something that was, I would say, more understated, which I thought was wonderful. And then I did also have to say as well, we have seen her, of course, once again use her Sapphire Eternity band. It seems like that's something that's going to continue to be in her collection. That's something she's going to bring out quite frequently. And again, it remains a surprise because for years, she constantly, no matter what she was doing, wore big blue, as we can call her engagement ring. So to see her change it up, I just kind of love it. It's been great to see, and just to see as well that it's going to be something more consistent. So that is one of my best looks of the week. But yes, there are more. All right, guys, next we have Queen Letizia of Spain, and she is re-wearing this jumpsuit, which is just, I have to say, not my favorite. It just gives me Little House on the Prairie vibes. It's just not totally liking it, I guess you could say. And then my other issue is I feel like the boots don't really work with the outfit. I think flats actually would have been better, or kitten heels. I feel like the boots look a little odd because they're sort of capri length, so you almost need the break with the shoes to not be so, let's say, solid that you can actually kind of see it a bit. You sort of need that break. So without it, I feel like something's missing from this look, or just it's too heavy or something. And again, I believe we've seen this look before, and it reminded me then, and reminds me now of Little House on the Prairie. So if you're wondering, the jumpsuit is by Teresa Helbig, and ironically, she also paired it, the designer, with the boots, or similar boots. So I guess maybe I'm the odd one out. I just don't really like the boots with this particular outfit. And those are from Unissa, and she has her gold Corterno ring and a gold and roses earrings as well. So I do have to say, thumbs down for this. Queen Letizia, one of my favorites. and she will appear again on this list, but not totally this look. And I will have to say again, I think the last time she wore this look, I had the same critique, and somebody said it actually references a particular region in Spain. So in that respect, I might be a little off there, but still, thumbs down. All right, guys, next on the best dressed is Queen Matilda of the Belgians. Yes, I'm giving her a lot of love. I don't usually include her outfits too much, but I really love this military-inspired look. My only critique is maybe it needs to be a little bit more fitted, and I would prefer a different hat. But for some reason, military-inspired looks, I always am a fan of. Love the buttons, and I have a dress very similar to this that's in a khaki color, and I just love that thing to death. And so I love her look here as well. Again, I have a bit of a weakness for buttons and military, but I think it's a very classic silhouette. I think they're going to sort of a funeral remembrance for the family, if I remember correctly. And I'm not sure who designed this dress, but it is a beautiful piece. So guys, I'm actually gonna guess that this might be Dior because her shoes are actually Dior. It has sort of the Dior lip on the top of the heel. That's sort of like a signature. So I think this piece might be Dior. Just a guess though. I think it's something that maybe could have been given her a little bit more of a waist, but I have to put it on my best dress list. I mean, I have a couple critiques, but I really do love this look. And I think the great thing is, it sort of reminds me of a military-inspired look Catherine wore way back in the day, which should go on an upcoming episode of One Hit Wonders for Catherine, which I've totally forgotten about now that I think about it. I don't think she ever wore it again, but it was the Alexander McQueen button-up dress. Love that thing. It's gorgeous. Reminds me of that. Always will be a fan, so I have to give thumbs up to Matilda here. So guys, this next one I'm sort of hesitant to put on the worst dress list because I don't think it's the worst. I just think it reminds me a bit too much of her mom. And so I really hope Catherine Amalia is able to sort of to find her own style because I really feel like this looks great for Maxima, but I don't think it's particularly flattering for Amalia. So this is Princess Catherine Amalia, the Princess of Orange of the Netherlands, and she's beautiful. I think she's lovely and amazing, but I just, I look at this look and I'm like, there's not really a bunch of youth here. This looks much more older than her years. She's in her very early 20s. I think she's just 21. So I'm really hoping that as she gets older and finds her style, that although her mother's closet is glorious, that she's not raiding it too often. Because although Maxima has these wonderful pieces, I think this look just ventures too much into Maxima territory. And I think I just can't wait to see what Amalia's going to like blossom into, because I think she's still finding her style a bit here, and obviously her mom's a great inspiration in many ways, but I just was really hoping that maybe we'd get something a little less that just screamed Maxima to me. Although I will have to say I applaud her for wearing just Gianvito Rossi pumps. Maxima likes to wear sometimes these really chunky boots, which I sort of hate. She has a Max Mara coat. The suit is Max Mara as well. I do love the color. I think the color is amazing. And the coat belongs to her mother. And so, yeah, she is stunningly beautiful. But I just want a different style here. Am I terrible? All right, guys, next we have for the best dressed lady of the week. And of course, this is always hard to choose between them. But I think we do have a winner. And that is Queen Letizia of Spain unveiling her portrait with her husband taken by Annie Leibovitz. I love this look. She's wearing a Carolina Herrera suit. She has her Margaret pumps and a bag and Barbara Gonaga earrings. And this red is beautiful on her. Like, my only critique here is that the sort of nude tank she has on underneath can almost look the same as her skin tone. So it's almost hard to like, oh, is she wearing something? So she is. And I just gotta love this one picture as well of her looking over her husband's shoulder at her own portrait, which I thought was really, really great. I think she looks unbelievably gorgeous in this. We have seen this before. She's worn it many times, and every time it looks good. Color is perfect and everything, and she just looks marvelous. So have to give her mad props this week, or I guess this month, technically February, #1 spot, best dressed. All right, guys, so now for the worst dress. And this pains my heart, but it almost feels like it happens probably more than it should. I just have to say she has a very unique sense of style, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it looks like this. So this is Queen Maxima of the Netherlands in this checked pattern thing from heck. I think this is terrible. I think this is terrible on literally almost every single level. Ugh. Okay, so it is a Natan plaid long coat and trousers. She paired it with another pair of really chunky boots, these Gianvito Rossi Harlem ankle boots in navy. We also have a Marni medium bag, and I just think this thing is ugly. I'm sorry, there's just no redeeming feature here. Like, it's just like the plaid has come to eat her, and it's just way too much. The trousers, maybe the jacket, but the jacket is even more fuzzier than the trousers are. It's just like when I first saw the picture, I was like, oh, and I still feel that way. It still gives me a bit of the heebie-jeebies, and yeah, it's not one of my favorite looks. In fact, I think it is the worst look of the month of February. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed this video. What do you think about my picks for worst and best? Give me your thoughts down below. Did I hit it out of the park or did I miss it? And was there a fashion look that you in particular thought was missing? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.